In today's world, more and more people are choosing unconventional ways to live, seeking a lifestyle that's freer and more fulfilling than traditional living. Two of the most popular alternatives are van life and expat life. Both offer exciting opportunities, a sense of freedom, and the chance to explore new cultures and environments. But when it comes to choosing one over the other, the decision can be tough. Should you embrace the adventurous, self-sufficient life on the road, waking up to a different view every day? Or would you prefer to immerse yourself in a completely new culture, perhaps building a home in a country far from your own? In this script, we'll compare both lifestyles across 10 essential points to help you determine which one might be the better fit for you. 1. Flexibility. The first advantage of van life is the unparalleled flexibility it offers. In a van, you can travel wherever you want. You're not bound by a lease, a permanent address, or even a fixed location. And you get to decide where you wake up every day, whether it's a serene beach, a mountain vista, or a quiet forest. In contrast, expat life offers flexibility in some areas, but is less mobile. As an expat, you might move around a few times throughout your time abroad, but generally, you'll have a more fixed living situation, including a home, a job, and a community. The idea of flexibility here comes more in the form of cultural exploration and the ability to travel within the region, but you're still somewhat tethered to a specific location. 2. Cost of living. When it comes to cost, both van life and expat life can offer financial savings compared to traditional living, but they operate on very different budgets. Van life can be more affordable in some aspects. With the right vehicle, you eliminate the costs of rent, utility bills, and many of the expenses associated with a permanent residence. You'll still need to account for fuel, maintenance, and food, but overall, it's a much leaner way of living. Expat life, on the other hand, varies greatly depending on the country you choose. In some countries, living as an expat can be very affordable, especially if you're relocating to a place with a lower cost of living than your home country. However, expats often face higher costs for things like health insurance, visa applications, and international travel. Additionally, living in a city that caters to expats can drive up the overall cost of living. 3. Freedom and independence. Van life is often synonymous with freedom. Living in a van means you can follow your whims, drive across countries, or park up wherever the mood strikes. You're self-sufficient, living with just the essentials, and completely in charge of your own schedule and space. On the other hand, while expat life provides some freedom, it comes with the reality of being in a foreign country where rules, language, and social norms can be vastly different. As an expat, you may find yourself navigating complex bureaucratic systems or struggling to feel fully integrated into a new society. You will still have a home, a job, and possibly a social circle, which might make the day-to-day routine less flexible compared to the van lifestyle. 4. Adventure and exploration. Both lifestyles have a huge emphasis on adventure, but they offer different types of experiences. Van life is inherently an adventure in itself. Every day is a new opportunity for exploration, whether you're visiting new towns, hiking a trail, or simply enjoying the solitude of the open road. The journey becomes the experience, and the world is your playground. Expat life also offers plenty of adventure, but it's typically focused on immersing yourself in a new culture. You'll have the chance to explore a new city, try new foods, and meet new people, but it's often within the context of a structured environment like work or social gatherings. It's still adventurous, but there's more of a routine to it. 5. Connection with nature. If you love being close to nature, van life may be the obvious choice. You can park your van in remote locations, surrounded by forests, lakes, or mountains, and feel a constant connection to the earth. You wake up to the sounds of nature and experience each day with the environment as your backdrop. Expat life, however, doesn't always offer the same level of immersion in nature. While some expat destinations are in close proximity to natural wonders, most expats live in urban or suburban settings, where access to nature is limited. You might find yourself spending more time in cities with bustling streets and less connection to the outdoors. 6. Social life and community. Van life can sometimes feel isolating. While you might meet fellow van lifers on the road, there's often an absence of long-term, stable social connections. You're constantly on the move, and it can be difficult to build deep relationships when you're always changing locations. You might form temporary friendships with locals, but they're often fleeting. In contrast, Expat Life offers more opportunities to establish a consistent social network. You'll likely live in one location for a longer period, which makes it easier to forge lasting friendships and integrate into the community. Expats often bond over shared experiences of adjusting to a new culture, and many cities have vibrant expat communities where you can find people from all over the world. 7. Work and income. In the context of van life, maintaining a stable income can be a challenge, particularly if you're constantly on the move. Many van lifers work remotely, take on short-term jobs, or engage in freelance work. While the flexibility is great, income stability can sometimes be a concern, especially when you're traveling in places with limited internet or work opportunities. Expat Life typically offers more stable income opportunities, particularly if you're moving for work. Many expats go abroad for jobs that provide a salary, benefits, and a more predictable lifestyle. However, the work culture can differ significantly depending on where you are, and some expats may find themselves struggling with job satisfaction or language barriers in their new roles. 8. Lifestyle and comfort. When it comes to comfort, van life might not be everyone's cup of tea. While you can customize your van to suit your needs, living in a small space with limited amenities can be a challenge, especially during bad weather or if you need to work in the van. Comfort is often sacrificed for freedom and simplicity. Expat Life, however, tends to offer a higher level of comfort. You'll likely have access to more modern amenities, including stable internet, a bigger living space, and consistent healthcare. Expats can enjoy a more traditional lifestyle with familiar comforts like cafes, shopping centers, and entertainment options. The downside is that, in some cases, expats might feel like they're living in a bubble, disconnected from the local culture. 9. Longevity and sustainability. Van life is often seen as a more temporary or transitional lifestyle. While many people embrace it for a few months or even years, it may not be sustainable long-term for everyone. Maintenance of the van, unexpected breakdowns, and the physical toll of living on the road can add up. As you get older, or if your circumstances change, van life might become less practical. Expat life, on the other hand, is often more sustainable. Many expats choose to live abroad long-term, establishing careers, families, and roots in their new countries. While adjusting to a new culture and lifestyle can be challenging at first, it can provide long-term stability and a sense of belonging. This option is generally more feasible for people who are looking to make a permanent move or want to build a new life outside of their home country. 10. Legalities and logistics. Van life requires navigating various legal considerations, such as parking laws, road regulations, and insurance. In some countries, parking overnight in public areas can be restricted, and you might face challenges regarding your visa or access to services. While you have flexibility in your movement, you also need to plan carefully to avoid legal issues. Expat life involves its own set of legalities, particularly when it comes to visas, work permits, and residency requirements. Moving to a foreign country often means dealing with immigration laws and may involve bureaucratic red tape. While the logistics can be complicated, expats often have the benefit of being in one place, allowing them to settle into a more predictable legal environment. Both van life and expat life have their unique benefits and challenges. If you crave freedom, adventure, and a deep connection with nature, van life might be the best choice for you. However, if you prefer a more stable lifestyle, the opportunity to build a community, and greater long-term sustainability, then expat life might be a better fit. Ultimately, the choice between van life and expat life comes down to your personal preferences, priorities, and what you're seeking in terms of lifestyle. Whether you're roaming the open road in a van or immersing yourself in a foreign culture, both paths offer the chance for growth, exploration, and unforgettable experiences. Take the time to reflect on what matters most to you, and choose the life that aligns with your aspirations.